Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie. And guess what I have for you? More finished jewelry. And this is the SoftFlex Chinese New Year, which was way back last winter. And I finished it quickly. I worked on it almost immediately when I got it, and I just never posted anything with it. But I just fell in love with the colors. I did add a lot of extras of my own, but the colors with the turquoise and the red were, some of my favorite. And then they had some really fun components to play with. So we're going to take a closer look at these and enjoy. So I want to get a good close-up of the tassel down here. I did a peyote stitch band around that red tassel to kind of pick up the turquoise and the gold colors that were in the mix. Now this was a SoftFlex box that had, of course, a Jesse James beads mix and then lots of really fun components. And I also had these gemstones. They're agate, and they have blue and red and cream mixed in. And then I also had these really cool fluted wood beads. I'm just going to pan up very slowly so I don't make anyone dizzy. But as you can see, and then those gold textured round beads were gorgeous also. We'll take a closer look at that. So this is probably one of my most intricate focal things I've ever done. I loved that Lucky Cat little ceramic bead, and I had tassels for days on this. That was a bit of an engineering feat. I think it turned out nicely. I did have to play with that quite a bit to get it to balance. But I really love the bead caps almost look like lotus leaves. And then you've got the gold tassel. And those red tassels I think came in the mix. It's been a while since I've revisited this jewelry, so I'm going from memory. And then I used some silver silk. I'm sorry, not silver silk. Some fairy silk. And I did some gold, lots of gold, and then the black SoftFlex wire. And then more beads that came in the mix. So a lot of tassels in this one. This is a turquoise tassel that I had. I wanted to pick up the turquoise. And those gorgeous, gorgeous boho beads. I could not say enough about those. And that red and that turquoise just look stunning. And then there were a bunch of nugget beads. So I stacked those. And I just did a bunch of stacking with all the beads that came in the mix. And I'm just gently panning up. And I just kind of graduated to the smaller beads at the top. So that is another necklace. That's pretty much all I did with this mix. I made necklaces. I didn't do any earrings or any bracelets. I just strictly made necklaces. So here's 3 more necklaces which we'll look in detail. One of them has a red tassel and a beautiful ceramic bead that I found somewhere. And then I did 2 kinds of SoftFlex wire. And the one in the back has more of those wood fluted kind of blonde wood beads and more of the agate. And then this little guy in the corner here has another one of those little Chinese Lucky Cats. And I made another metal component to hang the Lucky Cat and to also feature some of the beads. Okay, so this is one of the first ones that I made. As you can see, I used 2 kinds of SoftFlex. I used a white and a turquoise. And I did these really pretty coin findings with the tassels. And I did add a nice little sparkly bead. I just made little stations. I did put a Rolo chain at the back. And the little Chinese character beads on one of the stations. And then I picked up some more of the black. And then this main piece is a ceramic bead that I found somewhere. I did use these were gorgeous bead caps, and a beautiful, very plush red tassel, which looked really gorgeous with all of the gold and the turquoise. That was necklace number 1. I'll just take it down for you to see a little bit of it. And I just love the colors. I love the colors together. This is one of my favorite color combinations. I think I say that every video. I just like color. What can I say? I love it. Next, but certainly not least, I'm going to show you this really cute. So this is a smaller version of the bigger ceramic cat that I made. And I just made this pretty component to hang this little lucky cat charm with the little cute fairy, I call these fairy tassels. And then these, I just kept thinking about Chinese lanterns and the fact that, you know, that they hang them all the time, but especially for the New Year. And so every little station or drop that I tried to make, I tried to kind of come up with a way of it looking like a little lantern. And then here's more Rolo chain. These gorgeous beads came in the mix. They're just a really pretty oblong kind of filigree bead. And then I used more of the SoftFlex in black. And these beads kind of slide, which is fun. And then just a plain lobster claw with a jump ring to close it off. It's very nice and lightweight. It's got just the perfect hint, I think, of all of the colors, the black, the gold, the red, and the turquoise. And it'd be a nice layering piece. So that is necklace number 2. Necklace number 3. I couldn't get enough of this colorway. So these fluted wood beads are super lightweight. And they also kind of evoked the Chinese lantern feel. And so I used them in this. And then I also, these agate beads picked up that turquoise in a lighter tone, but it picks up all the red and the cream that was in everything else. So I did some stacking with the bead caps and the rondelles. And then I just did a really pretty textured jump ring to hang everything. So that would be the main focus. And then of course, again, I kind of doubled up the SoftFlex wire so that you can see these move, just kind of fun. And I just wanted to make sure I picked up the gold and the turquoise and the red so that it would all coordinate. And then I closed this up with another textured jump ring and a larger lobster claw clasp. And I did cover my crimps with crimp covers just to add another touch of gold. So that is necklace number 3. Necklace number 4. I did have a lot of fun with this box. I liked it a lot. See if I can get this down without knocking things over. That's the trick. You guys can't see off camera, but it's a little dicey at the moment. Oh dear. There we go. That was a close one. Anyway, so this guy is kind of another way that I like to do tassels. Ever since I learned peyote stitch, which I actually learned at Jesse James Beads, one of the summer camps, Meredith Roddy taught a ring with peyote, and I was always very intimidated by bead weaving, but she teaches it really well. So I don't want to lose the skill, so whenever I get the chance, I try to do a little peyote something. And this lent itself to it because I wanted to put all the colors that were in the mix on the tassel. So I did a little ring around the tassel in the blacks and the reds and the golds. And again, I used these agate beads that I had in my stash, and they're really gorgeous. They kind of have a little bit of red. I love the textures of the cream in there. They're just super pretty. And then they got the turbine beads, and I love floating the textured jump rings too and adding a texture. And then these gold beads with the texture were also really gorgeous. And then I added more of these fluted lantern looking beads as well. And then just at the back, I did a little bit of chain, just for some, you know, if you wanted to adjust the shape, the length or not. And then I used some white SoftFlex that came in the mix. There's more turbine beads back here in the kind of a black Picasso. And I just love this too. This colorway is just so neat to look at. And this would be gorgeous up against a black sweater, I think. It'd be very pretty. Or a cream sweater, for that matter. So that is this necklace. And I think it turned out quite nice. It is heavier than the others because of the gemstones. So you do want to be conscious of that when you're making jewelry with gemstones. Make sure it's fortified very nicely, although the SoftFlex handles weight beautifully. Okay. Next one. Now this is the one that has the really wild, very intricate engineered piece. And I'm just going to scoot in a little just so you can get a better look at it. But I basically made two pieces. So this piece, you know, all your dangles are hanging. And again, I was trying to make a lantern type situation. And then I wanted the cat to hang a certain way, but he was drilled this way. So I had to be a little bit creative about how I was going to hang him. And then I did a little like frame or crown at the top for him. And then actually these jump rings need to come down here. But I did some silk, some fairy silk. I kind of braided it or knotted it. And then I added some more of these textured jump rings to add a little bling. And then I love these hammered gold elements. I think I pulled these from my stash. These didn't come in the mix. I did take a lot of liberties with this box by adding a lot of things from my stash. And then I did little stations of the really pretty drops with the facets and a little rondelle turquoise bead. And then at the top, or above them, I did a little station of the cute Chinese character bead and the square check beads. And then again, I used some black SoftFlex with a jump ring, a bunch of the jump rings and a lobster claw. And so this just looks like Lucky Cat Chinese Lantern Extravaganza is what I would call this. But these bead caps I had for a while. And what I did is I put the really big rondelles in here, and I kind of opened this up a little. It was very pliable, so I was able to open up and make it look more like a flower. And I probably could have done some seed bead work around here, but I didn't want to gild the lily. I felt like I did a lot of detail already, so I did not do that. You could certainly do that. And then the Lucky Cat, of course, is hanging. It's like he's got his own little swing. So that was fun. That was quite the engineering project. I think I went through a little bit of wire trying to figure that out. And I still have the mix came with a Buddha, and I'm still playing with him and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with him. So I haven't even finished, to be honest, because I still have that Buddha bead. And then last but not least is this really pretty necklace, and this is just pretty much a strung project. I did use the SoftFlex, but I used their stringing wire. Not the, I mean, it's all stringing wire, but this wasn't in a particular color. I think it's a silver stringing wire. And then I just wanted to pay attention to these beautiful boho beads. I just love them. And of course, this tassel came from my stash and it matched perfectly. And these boho beads are just, they're exquisite. And I love that the flash is almost turquoise in those. So it really picks up nicely. I love these rondelles too, with the turquoise on one side and the silver on the other. So you could say I mix some metals here. And then the nugget beads are a coral, or maybe a synthetic coral. That way no coral was harmed. I don't think you can make coral beads anymore. I think coral is like a protected item. But it is the evoking of coral. And then you've got these other gorgeous rondelles that have more flashes of like turquoise and other colors. The turbine beads, the beautiful rhinestone rondelles, and then so on and so forth. And I just kind of worked my way up to the rice beads in the jet black. And I love these oblong kind of rectangular beads too. Those are some of my favorites. And then I picked up the gold again in the chain at the end with the lobster claw clasp. So yeah, so that was one of the other necklaces. So I think I really fell in love with the colors. The cat was challenging just because of the way it was drilled. But that's good. You should be challenged, you know, and try to problem solve and think about how you want to hang things. And I am still determined to get that Buddha on something. I haven't decided which yet. Oop. Crunch. But, you know, it took a minute to do this, but I want to say, you know, it was worth it once I got it figured out. So don't be afraid to experiment. It's just wire. It's just wire and beads at the end of the day. And if you have to take it apart and start over, you know, take it apart and start over. Nothing wrong with that. I have a whole pile of jewelry that I'm not real happy with that I'll probably redo. And that's okay. You're going to have that as you go forward and you make things. You will have a pile of things that, you know, you're like, yeah, it's okay. And you may want to revisit those things, and that's all right. Maybe we'll get into that in just some tutorials. Also, I was thinking about jewelry that we have in our just our everyday jewelry that we buy, reworking some of that with some of your beads, because that's a whole nother thing you could do. But maybe that'll be a project for 2023. 2023, yeah. Anyway, so Chinese New Year. This was, I think we got this in January. So, you know, what is it now? October, and I'm just now showing it to you. I told you I had a lot of jewelry. But I do love these colors. And I had super much fun with this box, I have to say. Everything about it spoke to me. And I hope you enjoyed seeing these projects. And I hope to give you some ideas on ways to combine some techniques and some colors. And again, you know, these boxes are for your enjoyment, and they can be jumping off points. You don't have to just be limited to what's in the box. Mix a couple of boxes together. I think somebody on our Facebook group, I think it was Wendy, Wendy mixed 2 of her bargain bead boxes, and it was gorgeous. So if you're not on the Facebook group, by the way, do join. We would love to have you. I think we have about 140 members, and it's under groups in Facebook called Marcie Creates. Feel free to join. You just got to answer a few little questions, and then I'll let you in. And then we have lots of inspiration and sharing of ideas, pictures to inspire you, either gemstones or color combinations. And then, of course, to see everybody else's work and what they're working on is very, very rewarding and cool to watch. And we just have a very nice supportive group over there. If you're not interested in that, then you can join me over on Pinterest. You can follow me under Marcie Creates, that's one word, and then Studio. And if you're interested in color theory or how to pick out colors for your jewelry, or how to mix colors like this. That is an ongoing topic for my channel, and I do already have quite a few color inspiration videos and also color theory videos, so check those out. Please like and subscribe. I think I'm close to 1,300 subscribers, which is amazing, and every one of you, I appreciate you so much, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my pea-picking heart that you are enjoying this channel and that you're getting something out of it and you're being inspired, because that is my goal. So thanks again. Enjoy. I will have another finished jewelry update for you tomorrow night, and that is probably going to be the last one. We did a whole week almost. I think every night this week. This was night 5 maybe? Or 4? No, night 5. So yeah, that'll be night 6. And then I have some unboxings I'll share with you next week. Of course, we'll have our tutorial Tuesday, as always, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of your sweet selves. Those of you in Florida and Carolinas, I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for you. Everybody else, have a wonderful evening, day, night, whatever time you are watching this, and I will see you on the next video.